Watercooler, Watercooler, Watercooler.
Hello and welcome to Watercooler, episode 279, also known as 69 plus 69 plus 69 plus 69 plus 3. Woo. Thank you so much for tuning in once again. You know how the show goes. All right, Chris Laxamana, kick it with my Krill Digital Buds. Like Caelan Biehn.
What's going on?
Hi, Caelan.
Hi.
Gary Smith's here.
What's up? What's up?
Yo, yo. Matt Fondiler is here.
Hey, brother.
And Mike Dawson.
On the road to a 5-banger.
Yeah, we are. It's going to be a long road, but we will.
It's a long road.
We will get there.
It's over a year away.
Uncharted territory. Yeah. Uncharted territory, the 5-banger. We got a lot to get into. We have a Shea Fondiler.
Yes, sir.
Do we have a Flickin'?
Yeah, I can do a flick.
Yeah. Why are you grinning so
I
much,
just wanted
Caelan?
to know if you were going to ask me before the show or in the middle.
Well,
of
you
it, so.
obviously knew I was going to ask you before the show because the show had started, so there's no way you could have wondered.
Yeah.
I thought he might have forgotten about it entirely.
Now, yeah. That makes sense.
But what are you going to flick?
Bad Trip.
Oh, okay, great.
I've seen that.
I'm excited for that. I have not seen it, but Matt Fondiler liked it, so
I did.
Color me intrigued. And then we got a lot of comments here as well, so we got to get into those pretty early because there's some fun ones in here. First off, thanks to all the Boba Boys who came out to the Nashville show. We got some Boba Boys in Nashville. Had a fun trip. Went on a private jet, courtesy of Mr.
Fancy.
Mark Garrigus. And it's just weird being on that thing. I definitely feel like I don't deserve to be on there, and I just try to eat and drink as much as I could just to make it worth it, like
to numb the pain.
Well, not
being
even
on a private jet.
Make sure
Yeah.
you cost Mark as much money as possible.
Well, actually, people brought food. It wasn't just us on the plane. Mark's son was on there with a couple of his friends, and people brought like bagels and donuts just for everybody. And I thought, okay, well, if I really want to enjoy this, I'm not even hungry, but I better start scarfing down some grub here too, and just
They have
really
some lox and capers with
yeah,
that too.
they had some bagel sandwiches.
Nice man.
Things. Bagel sandwiches are awesome.
Oh yeah,
So good.
Just the egg, the cheese.
Oh, it's very
some
hard to
bacon.
beat.
Yeah.
There's a place, one of the closest businesses to my home is a bagel like sandwich place. It's like their whole business. It's
it's a beautiful, beautiful invention, the bagel sandwich.
Here's what I'll say. A lot of people underestimate this because it's already got cheese on it because of the nature of like an egg cheese sandwich. Have them put a little cream cheese on there too.
Sure. I don't think of cream cheese as cheese. I think of it as a spread of some sort.
yeah.
Like I don't.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't consider it cheese.
it's not cheese.
It's not. It's more cream.
It's more cream than cheese.
It's more cream. Yeah.
guys.
Yeah.
Stop saying cream.
You just gave me my next words that sound dirty if I say them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll cut that one tonight. We'll play it tomorrow.
Can we see?
Cream.
Yeah. 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 All the hairs on Gary's body just stood when you said that.
Oh yeah.
What? Do you guys like the everything bagel?
Sure.
Yeah.
What's that?
Goes from place to place.
Oh, come on, Dawson.
always go for the jalapeno cheddar
Oh yeah.
bagel.
It's a good one.
Interesting.
That's the one. That's it.
See, just like the
That's my
private
bagel.
plane thing, I get the everything bagel because I feel like I get the most value. Like it has all the ingredients on there. I need to just get it.
The only problem with the everything bagel is if a place's seasoning is off a little bit. Like there's some places that use a little bit too much poppy seed, or they'll use a little bit too much of the rye, whatever you call that stuff, and it completely changes the flavor of the everything bagel.
Right, and the idea of flavor is it's isolated.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
everything tastes like everything. What do you get?
But
Nothing.
Oh no, I don't know.
You
You
get
get
nothing in the end.
if the ratio is right. Yeah, you get the garlic, you get the poppy seed. It's just a lot of it's texture. A lot of it's just the texture too. It's salty.
I would
Next
also
thing you know-
say,
Go ahead.
no, you, please, I insist.
Well, next thing you know, you eat that poppy seed bagel, you fucking hit positive on your drug test for marijuana or for heroin. Your fucking job is gone. So there is a risk.
You're hitting positive for marijuana because you got ready before the bagel
Right,
place.
yeah.
I should also say, to kind of bring it full circle, while I do love an everything bagel, never on a breakfast sandwich.
Why?
Because that's when the flavor becomes too much.
No such thing.
It's like
you
those,
can't- Thank you, Gary.
it's like a Doritos Locos taco.
Delicious.
It's just
every
too
time.
much.
No.
It's just fucking too much.
I don't know. I don't mind everything bagel sandwiches. But anyway, so we went to Nashville. It's my returning trip since
Scene of the crime.
since the incident.
Returning to the scene of the crime.
I had a funny incident.
Checked out the skid marks.
Because I'm packing for the trip that morning before we leave, and I'm thinking I'm only there for a day. Our flight is I'm there less than 24 hours really, because our flight is, we leave Burbank at 7 a.m. pretty much, and my departing flight is 6:30 a.m. the next day from Nashville. They're 2 hours ahead. So what do I pack? I'm thinking I'm not going to bring a whole duffel bag and all this stuff, because I'm just there for a day. I'll just throw a shirt, some underwear, and socks in my thing. I don't even need to bring extra pair of pants.
Yeah.
Why would I carry another pair of pants with me around for less than a day trip?
Totally agree.
Yeah, and
Unless they're shorts.
unless they're short, sure.
So did it all fit in your backpack?
Yeah. It all well actually it did fit in my backpack, but I didn't want to carry it around. So we travel around with this bingo hopper for one of Adam's shows. It's one of the bits he does, Adam Cruels Unprepared. And I threw it all in the bingo hopper bag just because I thought this thing's going with me everywhere anyway. I'll just keep it all in there and then I could check it in. It's
Perfect
fine.
plan.
Yeah, perfect plan. And by the way, I have been burned by the one pants thing last time I was there. So that took some wrestling to
Yeah, you
really
literally burned through your pants.
get back to that place. So anyway, we get to Nashville. It's we're having a good old time. We go to the Daily Wire because Adam's doing Candace Owens' show, and man, what a green room she has, just stocked with everything you can imagine.
Breakfast
Snacks.
sandwiches.
The everything bagel.
I didn't eat the bagel this time, but they had all they did have catering. They had lunch there, and man, and then so I'm just walking around because there are so many food stations within the green room. So I'm just walking from food. So people are kind of walking up to me, the producers, can we help you or something? You just kind of
Nope, I'm good.
circling
Just
the
picking.
place, and I'm just oh no, I'm a grazer. Don't worry about it. And they laugh oh yeah, well why don't you put some in your bag? And they had a good laugh with the two girl producers. They're laughing about me oh why don't you put some in your bag? Little did they know I already had put some food in my bag. I had taken some food already.
Why
Joke's
would that
on
be
you.
funny, though?
I don't know.
I mean, that seems like a direct insult to Chris, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why
Well,
say that?
Maybe because it's not very common. It's really just for if you're hungry. But yeah, I did scavenge. And
I mean,
did
I can
take-
understand saying that. I'd be like, dude, take some to go. We got plenty of food. But laughing after it.
Yeah,
why?
it's an
Like it's a
absurdity.
j-
Poor
Yeah.
producer.
Is it maybe funny because that place is sort of, loaded up like a startup is, where the employees are encouraged to eat all their meals there, and it's on the house?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That place,
On the company?
Yeah, that place.
Yeah.
That place was stocked. But anyway, took some food, went to Zany's. By the way, Zany's. Shout out to Zany's. I love working at Zany's. They have the best crew. It's just they make it real easy. Dawson and Gary knows too. When we go to all these different venues, there are some that aren't prepared at all, and it's kind of it's tough to get a podcast going there and get everything set up. And then there are some venues where it's here's what we need, and they go, no problem, and and they can make it happen. They're totally prepared for it.
The greatest disparity for me on the road was Louisville for Bullet, where everything was just fucking together and tight.
Yeah. Oh,
and
yeah.
then the very next day, we're 20 miles out at this club that they didn't have enough fucking equipment to have a comedian up there. They essentially didn't have one clear line to the stage. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, so we really it runs the gamut of all what's prepared and what's not.
And I'd like to just point out that we arrive between 47 and 62 minutes before the show, no matter what the scenario is. So if you
Yeah, it
get
just
one that's not
happens.
prepared, that's a real nightmare.
And it's not by choice, by the way. For those won't you arrive earlier? It's flight time,
But
it's
then-
Corolla time.
Then you can pad it with Corolla time at the end.
Yeah.
Show doesn't really start at 8.
No, but
Yeah.
if you get there with 49 minutes to go and there's nothing, that could be real nerve-wracking.
But if you get there with 49 minutes to go, my point is you actually have an hour.
True. But Zany's didn't like that.
Is it a
No.
problem that the show is called Unprepared? Do you feel like this is giving everyone
Smart.
an out?
Oh,
Like,
true.
Smart.
What do you expect?
Yeah, we told it's right there on the ticket,
Yeah.
folks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we didn't expect that we had to be prepared.
Yeah. So I will use that next time. next time I'm in a situation like that. But
yeah, if they're unprepared.
But for Zanies, it was all good. Did the show, and then after. Oh, and by the way, met Chris Caraba from Dashboard Confessional.
That's
in
awesome.
Nashville. I'm
Nice.
super stoked. It's like a hero of mine, man.
Yeah.
How'd you
Yeah.
meet him?
He was at the show.
Nice.
Yeah.
Next time Adam wants to get into Wuss Rock, you gonna bring up Dashboard
How
Confessional?
dare you? How freaking dare you? How dare you?
It was a pretty sweet selfie you posted on your Instagram.
What are
Yeah.
their hits?
Screaming.
I mean, I know they
Infidelities.
exist, and I know
Infidelities.
I've heard them, but
Vindicated, the Spider-Man 2 song. Duh. Vindicated.
I know it.
So is that hands down? Anyway, I actually play hands down at my acoustic shows. Like when I
Really?
when I play. Yeah, yeah. Just as it's kind of a litmus test just to see like who is kind of
Who
in on
knows?
this joke. Yeah, there are a few
Oh,
songs.
you play it ironically.
Not ironically. I say joke in quotes. It's just like who knows? Like who can I? Because if you know it, then you're gonna love it, and if you don't know it, then fine, whatever.
Yeah.
it's ironic and sonic.
Oh, it's Isonic. Yeah, it's that's what it is. Anyway, that was cool meeting him, and then of course the 6:30 a.m. flight was pretty brutal. So
It must have been a joy.
it.
What time did you have to get up?
So let's see, the like 5. I got
okay.
up at 5. Yeah, I wasn't. That's all right. But it's like I packed everything the night before, and then once the alarm goes off, I just go. I wake up, throw water in my face, brush my teeth, put my shoes on, and I'm out.
There are times in your life where you should be really grateful that you're not Mike Dawson. And 5 o'clock in the morning in Nashville, when you
Yeah.
got to get to the airport, it's one of those days.
Yeah. Oh, like when we went to
Yeah.
Kentucky, when you were talking,
So
Dawson.
just every time you just say to yourself, at least I'm not Dawson.
Okay, good. I will use that in many scenarios. But so I get the Uber, and I get in, and it's this big Southern guy. Like he has a Southern accent, and
What does that sound like?
Hi man, I'm your Uber.
Oh, he's from South Australia.
Wow.
Far south are we going?
Wow.
Hey man, I'm your Uber.
Oh, he's from London now.
Don't make me do.
Try saying you call that a knife, but in a Southern accent.
Okay. Oh, you call that a knife?
No.
Anyway, so
Wow.
so I get in. He does this thing though. So he gets out of the car to open his trunk, but I have to load all the bags in because they have this rule like we can't load other people's bags in just because COVID.
Convenient rule.
COVID protocol. But he like gets out and just like watches me, and then we get in, and he's a really big dude, and he's wearing the biggest Dodgers bomber jacket, and he has a Dodgers face mask, a Dodgers cap. Dodgers paraphernalia around the car, like air freshener hanging, whatever.
So
And-
Chris says, "Who's your team, Bill?"
yeah, basically. So I'm like, oh, so I just asked him, are you from LA? And he goes, no, but I consider that. I'm not gonna do the accent. No, but I can. He's like,
So much more fun if you do.
all right, I like
Do
it.
it.
All right, I will.
Do it.
He says, I know, but I consider that my second home. And I go, oh, really? It's like, yeah. Let me tell you something. I just came into a lot of money with my wife, and
He did the thing.
no, he didn't do that. That's just how I said it, Southern accent. Come on.
Does he listen to the show? How did he know?
But he goes, and I'm going out there in May, and I'm going to every home game. That's my vacation. Going out to L.A., getting a hotel out there, and going to every Dodger home game in May.
Quick question. If you came into all this money, why are you driving my Uber right now?
Good question.
That is not a question that you ask him.
No, for sure. But now that we're in the confines of this
Yeah.
room, I am
Well,
insanely
maybe
curious.
Maybe they came into 30 grand.
Yeah,
Maybe.
but he's like, I'm on the MLB store every Wednesday, and I buy hundreds of dollars worth of stuff. I want to spend the money the way I want to, and that's how I want to live my life, the way I want to. And let me tell you something about Los Angeles. And I'm like, okay, It is the city of angels. It's the most beautiful town in the world. And he's just going off
Some motor.
Hasn't been here in a while.
about how he loves LA and how much he loves LA. I mean, obviously he loves Dodger baseball, and it's just like it was kind of weird because
Give him a tip.
oh yeah, of course he was a very nice guy, and I'm just like, it's just weird hearing somebody.
Was the tip stay out of L.A.?
But the thing is, that's his idea of a vacation, is just getting a hotel near Dodger Stadium and just going to every home game. He's like, I don't care about the beach. I don't care about the sightseeing. I just want to go and sit. I got center field seats. I'm hoping to catch a home run, and I just want to see some Dodger baseball. And he never...
Wait till he finds out it's the only ballpark you can't get a Louisiana hot at.
Oh, see, don't... See, I'm
He's
glad...
not going to be happy.
Once again, at least I'm not Dawson, because I would have broke his heart if I would have...
Yep.
You know what, Dawson, though? I think that this guy is happy. I think this guy is happier than I will ever be, and I'm a little bit jealous of it. Like,
That's exactly what I was thinking. I'm like, man...
Like, if that's your thing, God bless. Like,
He was
go-
even the way he was
that's
saying
awesome.
the way he was saying it. It was convincing. So I'm just in the car and I'm like, "LA is awesome. LA rules."
It's like romantic that this guy's
Yeah.
like, I know how I want to live, and I'm going to go do it, and it's going to be awesome. And you're like, you know what? It is going to be fucking
Yeah.
awesome. That's great.
And
Yeah.
what's the luck that this guy is the guy that picks you up?
I don't know.
You know? I mean, if there is a God, give me a sign.
Yeah, exactly. It's just
There's your sign.
it was just weirdly refreshing and kind of revitalizing. I don't know. It was kind of cool to hear that and how into it he was.
I like how you woke up at 5 a.m. on this like horrendous work trip home, and he's like, "Let me tell you about what I love to do on vacation."
Oh, I will tell you this though. He was the AntiCorolla in the fact that how much he loved LA, and nobody on the street. We're stopped at a red turn left arrow, and he's just sitting there. And it's just like, it's not even, you can't see a car, you can't hear anything. It's just dead silent out there. And I was like, okay, well, there we go. That's just the exact opposite of what I'm used to. But so in a way, I'm kind of in a vacation in the back of the Uber.
I see.
Anyway, get on the plane, and I'm thinking I'm just going to pass the F out on this plane. It's so early. And I got a window seat.
Were you sitting next to the same crazy woman who wanted her drink?
No, no.
Bummer.
But it
a
was
different crazy woman.
Yeah, it was a packed flight though. So I'm sitting there, and I closed the shade on my window just because it's early.
That's common courtesy.
It's common courtesy, like no, if everybody's doing it, and I lean my head on the window, and then I get a tap on my shoulder, and it's the two ladies who are next to me. I'm like, "Hi, it's our first time flying. Would it be okay to keep that window open?" And I thought, no problem.
I don't
What
know.
are you going to do? What are you going to do?
It's your first time flying. You should be able to look outside the window.
But see, I can make an argument that you have now ruined these people, and now they think that's okay to do.
Good point.
True.
Yeah.
You should be.
I
you
think
have,
about that.
You have a responsibility as an
it's not-
experienced flyer to educate them and say, "Ma'am, I will open it if you would like. However, you are going to make many people on this plane very unhappy, and we will be getting looks. I would advise that you do not do that.
Smart.
That said, I will open it if you would like."
Yeah, I don't know. I just felt.
So gavel it in, dude.
I think people
Gary
could tell.
Go said it. Gavel it in.
I'm
They're
saying,
reaching over me with their
Court
phones,
is
taking
adjourned.
pictures and videos, and they
Jesus
and it's like,
Christ.
wow, I can't like. There are really a lot of people who haven't flown before. I understand that, and it's like I just sat next to a couple of them, and I thought no problem.
and you missed an opportunity to educate them
Yeah.
and save the rest of us.
See, I would have taken.
I'll
it
leave
a
that for the
step-
next sucker.
I would have taken it a step further, and I just look at them and say, "It's bad luck."
Smart. Holy shit, that's good.
That's great.
Write a movie. Somebody write a movie just to put that scene in it.
Also include the Mortal Kombat character Cloud.
Cloudy.
Cloudy.
Which we'll get into in a bit. But anyways, flight goes fine. Land. Now I'm at baggage
LAX or
claim.
Burbank?
LAX. Yeah. So baggage claim. I have 3 bags that were checked in.
Baggage claim at LAX is the antithesis of Mark Garrigus' private jet.
Yeah.
It's the
Yeah.
best place in the world to the worst place in the world.
3 bags checked in. 2 of my bags rolled down. I'm missing one. The bingo hopper with all my clothes. The one that I use as my personal bag. It's gone. And I'm waiting. Then I'm getting sent to all these different customer service places. Is it oversized? Is it odd shapes? Whatever. And I'm getting sent all over the place. Long story short, bag's gone. They can't find the bag. They said, you know what? We think it's on the next flight that's coming down. They just didn't put it on your plane. And I was like, oh, okay. And then she's like, look, and then this lady starts yelling at me like I was upset with her or something. And then I look at her and I'm like, the way I said it was, oh, so what happened with my bag? Oh, it's on the next plane. Oh, why is that? I don't know. I wasn't the one that put it on there. All right. And then she starts like getting really defensive.
Oh, my God.
And I look at her and I go, in the softest tone possible, because I'm like scared. I'm like, I'm not blaming you. I'm sorry if you thought I was. I'm not blaming you. I was just curious if you've seen this happen before. And she like kind of like
Adjust.
turned. Yeah, totally adjusted. I'm like, man, the stuff you probably deal with that you have to turn that on right away must be awful.
Yeah, poor lady.
And
did the right thing.
And then basically, so they say we'll deliver it to you at your house later on when the flight lands, and we can get that all set up. But I say, hey, I paid.
I got some weed in there.
Yeah, I got some weed in there. No. Well, okay, so the way American Airlines works, one bag is like, first bag's free, second bag you pay $70. The third bag, if you want to check in the third bag, which is very odd for a flyer, you add on an extra like $150, which I paid for, and because I have to, they can't. None of this fits overhead, and so I go, look, I paid an extra $150 for this bag to get on my flight. It didn't get on my flight. Is there a way I can work out before I can even get the word refund, she's like, AA.com/refund. Is American and I'm like,
now
but is
I'm pissed at her.
Is there any? No, that's all she can give me. Look, if you want a refund, AA.com/refund, and like basically don't even finish the word refund around me.
Wow.
So, and I'm totally not looking forward to doing that.
No.
Fuck
But
all them.
Yeah, but I have to.
That's an all 10 middle fingers
Yeah,
situation.
it's like, geez, the stuff you deal with. It's just like, geez.
Chris then had to come to this building to get his car, and I will speak for Matt when I say that he sauntered in looking tired.
It was an odyssey.
Yeah.
Should have used your southern accent.
Yeah.
Charmed her a little bit.
Yeah, they can't resist that southern charm. Exactly.
Yeah, but anyway, got the bag back eventually. Delivered it to my house, and all was good. Got some sleep, got some shut eye, and it was a good trip overall. But can we get you guys good? You want to get some comments now?
Yeah,
That was just
I need a claw now. I just finished that first one during that whole thing.
yeah. I didn't think it was going to be that long, but there was
long.
no,
It was good. It was enjoyable.
Sorry to hear
I'm
that
very
happened
happy
to you.
with it.
Yeah, but hey, look, no shitting my pants.
We're content creating right now.
We are. All right, let's get into our listener comments.
It's time for listener
Once again, these are all comments and clan mail found on our Facebook
Chris,
You were in Nashville
page.
too long.
The claw.
And
All's better.
found on our Facebook page. We have a Facebook group, and to join, it's very easy. It's facebook.com/groups/Bobo Boy Army Worldwide LLC. Answer a few questions, then we'll let you in, and you can enjoy some of these posts and the community. My favorite place on the internet.
Definitely answer those questions, though.
All right, let's see. Let's see here. Let's kick it off with Jordan Anderson. He was stoked that Los Angeles is giving the Watercooler plug at the end of ACS now.
Yeah, I heard
They
that
noticed
today.
it.
Yeah.
Thanks, buddy.
Thanks, Mike.
I think I first did that on the Nashville show.
Yeah, you
We
did.
recorded before that, and I'm like, I was doing the outro, and I'm like, shit,
Yeah.
might as well throw it in. And now I'm just doing it every day.
Now it's just there.
Nice.
And pretty soon it's going to turn into an assault on Brian and Gina because what it's going to be is, and for the best show around.
Patreon.com.
Yeah.
/Watercooler. Joe Urbanek, he was just saying, what's everyone drinking tonight? And he says, shout out to Nick Davis. I'm drinking some of Midwest's finest Leinenkugel. We've had that here before.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he says, fun, quick story about my kid. I really don't drink that often, but whenever I did, my daughter, who was 3 or 4 at the time, would always ask if she could try some. I always said no, but one day I figured, I'll just let her try a sip. She'll think it's disgusting and stop asking me.
No.
Well, I happened to be drinking Summer Shandy that day, the Leinenkugel. She took one sip. Her face lit up as much as I've ever saw and yelled, "That is so good!"
Boy.
So Joe says, pretty sure I'm in a lot of... Yeah, Joe says, I'm pretty sure I'm in a lot of trouble someday. Lesson is, if you ever let your kid try your beer, maybe don't give them the best tasting one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that really...
I don't think that's really the lesson, but
Gary talks.
I mean, do you?
It's a lesson.
It's
It's a lesson.
It is a lesson. That is true.
That did happen to me when I was growing up. My dad gave me a sip of beer, and I thought that was disgusting.
Me too.
I was never into it.
Me
Yeah.
too.
My uncle gave me a Guinness, and it was the worst thing I'd ever tasted. Oh, God, it was rough.
See, being of the Jewish persuasion, I'd go to many a bar mitzvah where they give you Manischewitz in the little tiny Dixie cups. And we'd have one little shot of that, and we would think we were so drunk.
Oh, man.
Exactly.
I'm feeling it. Yeah, just... It's funny how we all kind of remember it, though, like as a kid, just because we were so not supposed to have that.
Yeah.
And
Matt, have you been invited to any
Bar mitzvahs lately?
as an adult?
No, I don't think so.
I would highly recommend it. They're hell of a party.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure.
what is Manischewitz?
It's wine.
Wine, just a wine?
Yeah.
Like, is it
Blessed by rabbis.
Kosher.
Yeah.
what kind of wine? Like a Pinot?
It's a red.
It's a red.
Yeah, it's a pretty rough
Just
tasting
a
red.
red.
It's not something you'd ever order.
Look, as
No.
a Catholic, we drink wine too.
We have
yeah.
our. It's equally horrible, I imagine.
Yeah, it's on.
Yes.
It's the blood of Christ, Matt.
Oh,
Like
I've
when
had
you
some
go
of it.
to
It's
when you do go
delicious.
to Catholic school and you have mass during school days, they give you grape juice instead.
Right.
Yeah.
To be clear, the temples don't hand out Manischewitz to the 13-year-olds. It's supposed to be juice.
Right.
Yeah, it's supposed to be juice.
Right.
But in Catholicism, when you drink the blood of Christ, you're also given the Eucharist, the body of Christ,
cracker.
the rice wafer.
Yeah.
And growing up, I thought that thing tasted so good. I freaking loved it.
Same.
It was
The
delicious.
one time I went to church with my friends, I totally got down on that. It was good.
Dude, we had a nun, Sister Rita Francis, who would bake unleavened bread
Yeah.
for special masses. And if we had a school mass and we got Sister Rita Francis's communion,
Ooh.
we were like, oh,
Mouth is
yeah,
watering.
dude, we actually get real bread instead of a wafer.
Because they're tailgating in the parking lot, getting ready.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Joshua Taylor, he says maybe June 9th would be a good day for the worldwide Woof Woof. And we discussed that on the Patreon. Mm-hmm. And I think that, yeah, Gary, for those who haven't subscribed to Patreon, we did the show last time with the Key 3, me, Dawson, and Fondiler. But Gary
Best
had
show
some.
ever.
Gary,
Really,
best show ever. But
I'm still glowing from that one.
Gary had some comments of his own that he did on the Patreon. So you got to listen and hear some of the gripes and observations that he had with our performance. Christoph Rivera, he says, so I just barked at 1:43 at work now, and people think I'm crazy. Totally worth it. Nicholas Doivetter, he says, dinner and movie night. What do the boys want? And by that, I mean who? Rufio! And he's watching Hook with his kids. Does that movie still hold up?
To me, it does.
Yeah? Is it all
Flick it,
nostalgia?
Caelan.
Like, would you show it to somebody who hasn't watched it yet and be proud of it?
Depends on how old they were.
I'd have to see it. I haven't seen it
You
in
haven't
too
seen
long
it?
to
Yeah.
know.
I think it's on Netflix.
I'm sure it is. I've recently rewatched all 3 of the Mighty Ducks movies with my wife. That's been very enjoyable, and those hold up.
Yeah, I'm sure they
Caelan?
do.
Yes.
Can you flick it for us?
It is flickable. I'll go 8.8 out of 10.
Wow, you don't even need the rewatch.
I don't either. I've watched it.
It's
Too many
burned
times
into his
already. Yeah.
memory.
Fun fact: young Gwyneth Paltrow
That's right.
in that movie. Let's see here. Do you before and also in Hook that food fight with all the goop? Mm-hmm. They could have imagined better food. I think.
Yeah, that
you could
was
have anything you
definitely-
want to eat. Why are you eating goop?
I loved that idea so much that I was a kid.
Claws are master.
Eating gloop.
Eating gloop. No, just the idea that like the food would appear before your eyes.
Yeah, just whatever you're thinking of, it's just right there, and you can just start munching on it.
I'm sorry, Jenny.
Moving on.
Who's Jenny? I'm the one watching Hook.
Mike J. Nilsson says, I think I found the guy's new drink. I mean, it was made for them, and it's a picture of a truck that has Monaco 69, and it's a 69-calorie vodka seltzer. Looks
That
delicious.
Does seem like something we would drink.
It's
I'm into that.
it's almost 2 on the nose.
Yeah, it is. Let's see. Bob Cox says,
Like they want to sponsor this show.
They came up with it.
Yeah.
Listeners of this show came up with it.
Bob Cox says, first day I went NSNG, that's no sugar, no grains, the water cooler talked all about croissants. Now, Shea Sandier, a few months later, this show's making me so hungry when listening on my commutes. This is not NSNG listening. I agree. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, Shea Fondiler is always making me hungry. Tom Weeder, he says, I'm probably the only person who, when Matt Fondiler started talking about the new dice he received, that now I want, whenever he references the dice, I want it to be my dice, just like he says my wife.
I love that.
My brain did it every time the dice came up. Can you do that, Matt?
I shall do it from this point forward.
All right. Let's see. Ryan Huff, he says, oh, geez, it's all about Matt Fondiler this time.
Oh,
Matt Fondiler, I'm wondering if you can lend me some of your cocktail expertise in suggesting ideas for ingredients for a house cocktail. My wife and I just moved into our first home, and it has a super swanky backyard and pool that we refer to as the Oasis. Nice. We're thinking of concocting a vodka drink that got cactus or prickly pear in it, as well as some color. What do you think?
And see, this is the treatment that you get as being a part of our Facebook group. I thought I'd answer that gentleman's question.
Yeah,
So I did.
There you go. So check it out in the comments. Matt responded.
Yeah.
Yeah, we respond.
I'm not going to respond to everybody, but just it's the question I wanted to answer.
Yeah,
so I thought it would. And I see Gary jumps in there. Dawson jumps in there.
What is he going to call it? The Wonder Wall?
Well,
The Empress.
The Empress.
There you go.
I think one
to the
thing.
water cooler.
I think one thing is very clear. There is a prickly pear tree somewhere within walking distance of this dude's house.
Oh, there must be.
Because there's no way that he would want to put cactus or what in our family they're called figurini.
Figurini.
Did you make that word up as a family?
No, it's
What'd
figurini.
you call me?
It's
Figurini.
it's the prickly pears. It's fit.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, figurini.
A prickly pear is
It's
a
Sicilian.
fig?
No, they're not. They're not. Yeah, I don't think the two are related.
Oh, you so
But
my mind just
in Sicily, that's
packing
what
my
they're called.
mind that just freaking blew and getting back to normal here.
Or
Also-
they were named that by the Sicilians when they got here and found them.
I don't like the idea of someone's thinking, let's come up with a house cocktail. What fruit trees do our neighbors have?
Yeah.
That's a weird train of thought there, but sure. You good, Gary?
Yeah, go.
Jeremy Claybaugh, he barked at WebMD.
That was amazing.
Hero.
Ryan Huff, he says, try quickly swallowing 4 times in a row.
I did. That wasn't hard.
Hashtag swallow paralysis. Hashtag fish legs.
I tried that and I felt super dumb at the end because I got all the way through it and was like, what am I doing?
What am I doing with my life?
I tried
Exactly.
it too. I think I did it. David Hundley. You know who that is, Caelan? Does that name ring a bell?
That is the AI programmer guy, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
it is.
buddy.
Yeah.
Wow.
So he says, hey there, folks. AI spreadsheets guy
Yeah,
here.
spreadsheet guy.
Back with a tiny update. Since I've still not gathered all the Flick and the Bean data up through the 2-banger quite yet. He says that gathering all the data is pretty much going to take him all of this year at this point.
Okay.
Well, it's a
he
worthy
says-
project.
Yeah. He says, anyway, I'm starting to think about how I'm going to build the predictive machine learning model, starting with just getting relevant movie data across multiple sources. I'm starting by reaching out to my network of fellow AI peeps, and it's been hilariously hard trying to describe how Caelan Biehn rates movies and hiding the true name of the segment. More to come in the future. Stay tuned. And then he posted a screenshot of his post in the AI group with all of his AI peeps. And some of it goes, hey, for a future set of posts, I'm planning to build a regression and classification model to predict the ratings of one of my favorite podcasters gives to movies. And then parentheses. He has a weird system rating the movie twice. Once as a binary yes or no. and the other on a scale of 0 and 10.
Yeah.
It makes it sound so simple when it breaks it down.
Hence the 2 models. I'm not looking to build anything particularly fancy, but I'm hoping for a clean way to be able to seamlessly get data about a movie from a different source APIs based on the movie title. Thanks in advance.
When Skynet takes over, it'll be because Caelan was
Yes.
distracting all of our brightest AI minds.
Oh, see, I thought of it the other way. I thought we've been trying so hard to create a predictive model, and it wasn't until Caelan came along that we discovered the key to unlocking artificial intelligence.
Caelan's the key.
I think
Listen,
the
his
bean
dad
scale
is
is
John
going to end
Connor,
up
for
killing us
Christ's
all.
sake.
Yeah.
Technically, I'm John Connor.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
You're John. Correct.
So.
Sorry.
Yeah.
You know what I meant.
I got one more comment here. I really like this one.
I like how you go around going, actually, I'm John Connor.
Yeah, Caelan knows.
Yeah,
Michael Porter, he says, because Dawson's been plugging the water cooler in ACS, he says, with all the water cooler plugs going on these days, we might want Gary Gatekeeper to tighten up the entrance exam to limit the number of newbies.
Nah, we good.
What questions would you ask to keep the riffraff to a minimum? And a lot of people suggested questions that we should put.
Can I suggest one?
Sure.
In what city did Chris shit his pants?
Let's see. Michael Porter. He says he would say, what was the Bean Scale score for Bean Baby number 1?
Good.
9.1, of course.
Right.
If you know the answer, yell it out.
We're trying to tighten things up. You probably shouldn't give the answers.
That's fine. Ian Fitzgerald says, what did Caelan's dog immediately do when he jumped out of the car at Yosemite?
Jumped in the lake
That's
or the
a great
river.
one.
Yeah.
That's a
almost
good one.
around
Yeah.
himself.
Let's see. Elisa Sabatini. She says, "What does the acronym RAW stand for?"
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
Which
I don't know.
Respect all women.
You can't come into this group.
which Boba Boy crapped themselves?
There you go.
Like I'm the only one.
Yeah, I mean, technically, Caelan talked
Well,
about
yeah,
the
no,
move.
we would have accepted all of them. It's just a question.
And then name one of Dawson's dogs.
Sure.
That's too easy. You know that from the Corolla show.
Yeah,
You
Kevin-
don't know that from this show.
Kevin McCarthy. What's the official pretzel of the gang? I wouldn't say they're official.
Yeah, are we saying they're official?
If they-
It's a decent pretzel.
Let's get some free products in,
Decent,
and then we'll
but
talk.
yeah,
If the price is
we're
right.
still buying.
Bigger testing
Yeah.
phase.
As long as they're buying, then fine. They can be the official pretzel, but there's a negotiation to be had.
Jake Zerby says, "Who is Nick Davis, and what show would he talk about that would make Dawson walk out of the room?"
That's a good
Yeah,
one.
that's
yeah,
a great one.
great one. Jacob Morales says, "How much is an undisclosed amount of money?"
That's a great one.
That one. A lot of people like that one.
That's an excellent one.
A lot of people like that one.
That just add it.
You know what? Fine.
Jonas Ekloff says, "Who took part in the Hunger Dome, and who was the most unlikely participant?" Of course, you could name any of the characters, and unlikely is probably Ethan Hawke.
Or Dylan.
I thought Dylan was pretty.
Oh, yeah, Dylan was unlikely. So Ethan Hawke was totally likely then,
No,
sure.
Ethan Hawke
he was in it
built
from the
thing.
get-go.
Yeah.
Very true. Yakov Rimak, he says, "What is the definition of a cultural phenomenon?" Kelly Ruest asks, "Where is Insomniac?" I think we all would like to know.
That's
the
a good
answer to that
question.
one. Dario Molinari says, "To what lengths would you go to eat fried chicken?" God, is that going on my
That
gravestone?
was just a burn. Okay, yeah, that's not even a question.
Right.
Make you a
It's just-
Wikipedia page just to add it in there.
It really can't be answered.
Ryan Roberts says, "Explain hashtag turtle fart." Kathy Lowry says, "Who will buy you lunch?"
Nice.
And Jason Townsend says, "Who has the highest butt crack?"
I don't know that one.
Matt
It's
Crack.
Yeah.
The Matt Crack.
I don't know
that
if it's
goes back to the
highest. I mean, Jesus.
days. It's pretty high up there.
Yeah, I guess
I think. I don't know. But anyway, I liked all those suggestions. Thanks everybody for writing in to the show. We appreciate that and participating. All right, let's get flicking the bean, and then we'll do some Shea Fondiler. Here we go.
We all want to know one thing.
One thing
Opinions what we need.
we need.
Caelan, get on that mic.
That mic and flick the bean.
Oh, Caelan.
Flick the bean.
Respect all women.
Bad Trip.
It's
It's available now on Netflix. Matt's seen it. Gary's seen it.
It was the #1 movie when it came out. Like it was, all the promotions for it were.
It was written, produced, and stars Eric Andre,
Love him.
who's great. He's very, very funny.
He's got 2 first names.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you. No?
No.
I know Dawson.
Yeah, Dawson's not a first name. Fucking asshole parents, stop calling your kid Dawson.
Yeah.
Get that
Stop it.
This was.
Jesus.
What grinds my gears?
Speaking of that, my our good friend Danny from the Vagabonds, his kid's name's Dawson, so it reminds me of this.
Sorry, Danny.
Oh, they got it now. I'm coming out. It's awesome. Okay, go ahead, Caleb.
It stars Eric Andre, Tiffany Haddish, Lil Rel Howery, who was in Get Out. He was like the main character's friend that worked at the airport.
Yeah.
And was also in Bird Box. And Michaela Conlin, who was in Yellowstone. She's like the main character's, the baby mama to the main character. It's 84 minutes long,
All right.
75% critic, 70% audience, on Rotten Tomatoes. And it's a hidden camera prank comedy movie. But there's also a scripted element to it, a story that's being told. So it's like a combination of the two. And it is also produced by Jeff Tremaine, who did all of the Jackass movies, and Bad Grandpa. So he's very, very familiar with this type of movie, and definitely lent a lot of expertise to it. And it's great. It's it's a prank comedy movie. I mean, everybody loves prank comedy, and Eric Andre is great at doing it. It's not done quite as well as Borat, but Borat is,
Different level.
the best. Yeah, it's on a different level. But this is very, very funny. Eric Andre's awesome. His co-star, Lil Rel Howery, you could tell it might have taken him some time to make this movie because he gains and loses weight like throughout the movie.
Really?
So you can tell he's like gained a little bit of weight, and then a little later in the movie he's lost a little bit of weight. And so I was like, you know what? I think that the timeline on filming this stretched out quite a long way.
And maybe they went out of order. Maybe he only gained and lost weight once.
Maybe. But Eric Andre's hair kind of changes throughout the movie too. So.
Wow.
But so that was a little jarring to see, but it's great how they prank people, and then, this isn't really a spoiler, at the very end of the movie, the credits scene is them showing you kind of like, not how they prank them, but like their reaction to getting pranked. So you're watching this movie the whole time going like, oh, I don't know if this is all real. Like, how would anybody like sign off on this? Like, I'm kind of doubting it. And then at the very end, they kind of show.
They showed you the receipts.
They show like the scenes where they've like clearly just been like, all right, guys, you got pranked. You're in a movie. And the people are all laughing and having fun with it.
Oh, I always like seeing that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's really refreshing. It's a great
I
way
wish
to
like
end it.
Impractical Jokers would do that, and I could see that too.
Yeah, there's one scene in particular, one of the pranks that's so outrageous that it just had me dying laughing. And then there's also the kind of end final movie scene, which I'll just say is great as well. So this is just a fun movie. It's a good time. You get what you're expecting. It's not disappointing, but it's not quite as well made as Borat either. So it is flickable at 7.3 out of 10 beans.
Dawson, have you seen it yet?
No, but I'll watch it
you
now.
should.
I know. I'll watch
You'll
it now
like it.
too.
It's fun.
Nat was talking to me about it, and Matt, I was
You were like, I don't want to see it until I hear what Caelan has to say.
that is
the
what I
right
said. Matt
response.
was raving about it. He's like, you got to watch because it's so good. And I'm like, I'll wait for Caelan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it was the
And
right
then,
thing to do.
and then and now I want to see it. I
I think you might enjoy it.
yeah, I heard Caelan.
Yeah, oh yeah. Sure.
I was talking to Matt, and Matt, I'm like, oh, well, I do love Eric Andre, like, everything he was. And I actually really like that FX show with Jay Baruchel called,
you
I
loved
say I
it.
loved it.
You
Yeah,
loved
I
that
freaking
show.
loved it, man. It was such good. I couldn't stop watching it all the time. I think it's called Last Man
on Earth. Different show,
Last Man on
buddy.
Earth. Oh no, I forgot what it's called.
But you loved it.
It was very good. Eric Andre. That was how I actually was introduced to Eric Andre, and then Eric Andre's show. It's very funny. And I was talking to Matt, and then Matt says the only reason I know Eric Andre is from that GIF of him like
Let
going
me in?
Yeah, let me in, like, on the bars and like shaking up. I'm like, oh yeah, that's a really strong GIF.
The Eric Andre show is a good YouTube rabbit hole to go down. You'll have some fun rewatching those episodes. And I also learned that the reason that he had to take off so long from that show was because he was making this movie.
Oh. Chris, you were looking for Man Seeking Woman.
That Man Seeking Woman. Yes, see, I was close. And then Caelan, what was more jarring?
Not that close.
Yeah, I was right there. What's more jarring? Lil Rel's weight change, fluctuating throughout the movie, or Todd in El Camino? His weight change.
Yeah,
Oh,
I gotta
it's
go.
clearly
yeah,
Todd.
It's clearly
It's
Todd.
clearly
Todd?
Todd because I didn't
Todd.
even really notice the weight change thing. Like, I'm sure it's there, but like I wasn't really paying attention to it. Did you? Was it that?
Certainly didn't recognize it in Bad Trip, but yes, definitely in
El Camino.
El Camino.
He looks
yeah.
like a bit of a different person.
Yeah, he
and
does.
it's a lot more serious of a role that I care a lot more about.
All right, fair enough. All right, now it's time. Are we doing? Are we rolling the?
My dice? No, not yet.
Okay. Well, we got some Chez Fondiler, and let's get into it.
Oh no!
What type of foods might we hear of today? What might be the price? What might be the venue? So let's find out. It's time for Gary to say, hey, Matt.
What's on the menu?
Well, we have a very special guest in studio with us today. One of the original Bobo Boys. An actual dog. My dog, Taco. If you've been watching the video feed, you've been watching him enjoy a snack.
Yeah. So there's a towel or a blanket in the middle of the room. That
What's
Matt-
the difference?
Between a blanket and a towel?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
boy. That's
Well,
a whole
Chris
other
pointed
segment.
out that a towel is a blanket that dries you.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, I think so.
So there's the difference.
But because Matt set up a blanket when we were getting set up for the show days with the kids, just because I put a blanket in the middle of the room. I hope Taco lays on it, and then it'll be cute. And I'm watching Taco on the screen, and it's
Yeah.
very, very cute.
It is. He's very cute.
Yeah.
So I have not had any great dining experiences this weekend, but my dog did. We took him to the dog bakery.
Dude, I there are a few things. One, I do not know how Dog Bakeries stay in business. Like,
I don't either, but that place
How?
was filled with people.
Really?
Oh my
And then
god!
maybe
it
that's
was
how. Maybe
busy.
I just-
Hey, Chris, watch this. How much you spend at the dog bakery?
I'm glad you asked. We had a gift card.
Okay, but how much do you spend?
Spend $1, $25.
That's how.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Oh, you can talk about, but I have thoughts on Dog Bakeries as well. But go ahead.
Well,
I didn't know this was a thing.
Oh, it's
Just for
a
the
thing.
record.
this is a
I am just
thing.
now learning that there's a dog
Full-on,
bakery.
like bakery case, like you go into Porto's, like not that big, of course, not that many desserts, but legitimately like 25 different baked dog goods.
And, like,
Everything's made for
Made out of
100%.
real 100% dog.
It's made 100%. No. Respect all dogs. Ooh. But it is all dog safe. So it looks like it's got chocolate and stuff on it, but it doesn't have chocolate because that's not good for dogs.
They got dog pot pie.
You can also order like dog pot pie. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
You disgusting. Fuck you.
My main thought for Dog Bakeries is just this stuff looks delicious. It's made to look delicious to humans.
It is.
Yeah, but then when you eat it, you're like, it's dog.
You
I
can
can't
tell.
eat
Yeah,
this.
of course. Yeah,
Yeah.
The taste is definitely not there.
You guys have
Well,
tried it?
Yeah, I've tried Dog Baked Good. Sure.
What about dog?
It was actually right before he went to Nashville.
That's okay. Really? every segment.
If I'm lucky.
So we got for taco
I miss the short jokes.
the Mutter Butter Bar.
Buckle up.
Wait, say it again, Matt.
Sorry, dude.
We got him something called the Mutter Butter Bar, which looks like a fucking eclair, like a delicious eclair.
I had a Mutter Butter in Nashville.
You're doing it to yourself.
And then he had another.
I'm doing the 8 Mile M&M thing. If I get in front of it, then it's okay.
Now, they also had these cupcakes, and I thought for sure that they were going to be called pupcakes.
Oh yeah,
They called them
Missed
paw
opportunity.
cakes.
missed opportunity.
Why would
Yeah.
they call them paw cakes and not
a missed
pupcakes?
opportunity?
Taco loved those. And one of the things we did not get that I was
Was there anything he didn't love?
we haven't gotten through all of it yet.
Okay.
We're going to find out if he likes the cheesy bar or not.
Yeah.
I'm a little skeptical.
Matt's only 50 cents into
dogs
his
love
gift
cheese.
card.
Are you kidding, dude? He's gonna go nuts.
But they're one of their most popular items that we didn't get because, frankly, it was too big for my dog to enjoy. They have it looks like a cheeseburger, and they call it the Animal, and it really does look like an In-N-Out burger.
Oh, animal style?
Yeah, but unfortunately, Taco did not get that.
I would feel weird feeding something called the animal to my animal.
That's true. That is a little bit strange.
We eat animals. We're animals.
It's true. It's weird.
But anyway, he had a great afternoon. He ate a lot of great treats. And that's what's on the menu.
Hey!
Matt, can I ask you a quick question?
Sure.
Who gave you a gift card to a dog bakery?
My sister.
Okay.
It's for Christmas last year.
When I tried to make dog treats, and I did. I made like a carrot cake, an edible carrot cake for dogs. I was dating a girl at the time who was really into dogs, and I thought, I'm going to impress her. I'm going to bake dog treats.
That was very nice of you.
It's like peanut butter, because dogs can eat peanut butter, they can eat carrots. And I baked them, and they look good. Fed one of my dog, fine. I brought him over to my girlfriend's house at the time. And like, hey, bake these dog treats. Let's give them to your dogs. All of our dogs got sick. Like,
Oh,
very
man.
sick. And yeah, it was a little embarrassing there.
And that was flicking the bean.
So, dog baked goods. Yeah, I guess I just have a weird relationship.
Really
with it.
depends on the dog.
You should probably leave that to the pros.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll leave it to the. I have left it to the pros since.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can make a hell of a business. I thought that too. Like, what are the. Like,
Yeah.
Why? But there were so many people in there.
Yeah, just feeding their dogs treats.
But you can do like custom cakes too. And there's like pictures of like dog birthday parties.
Oh God.
It's insane. And it's like Porto's prices. Again, you can spend like $50 to $100 on like a cake for a
Producer
dog.
LL could probably bust out some photos.
Oh, yeah?
I've been to one of those bakeries with her before.
Matt, when's Taco's birthday?
You're going to embarrass me in front of my child? I have no idea.
Okay, no,
But he's a rescue, so technically none of us know.
Oh yeah,
But
that,
you know,
that's the
my
answer.
wife has like a day that she acknowledges is like
Oh,
the day
really?
that she got him.
You can just say made up.
You got-
And by the way, my wife too.
yeah,
yeah,
It's around now. It's sometime in April. It's not too far off.
yeah, that's nice.
Yep.
I like giving pets gifts.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude, it
like
was
Christmas
fun.
gifts and stuff. It's like nice to include them. I don't know why. It's nice.
Similar height.
There we go. And he's back.
And he's back.
All right. Well, before we get out of here, I got one last thing I want to address, and that is Mr. Pixel Fun. He made one of the all-time artworks, and if you look in the Facebook group and or in Instagram and stuff, we've posted it. It's Dawson's favorite Mortal Kombat character, Cloudy.
Yes.
And a bunch of other references from our last Patreon episode, and we'll dissect it on next episode because it really is just a ton of detail.
Sure.
And I just bravo.
Amen. They did something special.
Just killed it, and it's just every time I look at it, there's something new, which is fantastic.
And if you are not subscribed to our Patreon, you should, because last episode was effing hilarious, and not that there have been bad ones, but that one was especially great.
We had a few contagious laughter breaks.
Yes.
And
and that image just illustrated the Watercooler podcast. Like, if you want to know what fucking nonsense happens in any given episode, just look at that one image. You'll have a pretty good idea.
Well, it's all cool because you guys look badass, and I'm on a kid's body in the bottom corner.
You're
but
always on a kid's body. You've not once appeared on a regular person's body. Go back and look at all of them.
I'm aware. Let's get our fucking plugs in, yeah?
Yeah, sure.
All right, let's start with Caelan. Caelan, where can we go for you?
Don't worry about me.
Nothing to check out. Justice League, Snyder Cut.
I've recommended that previously.
I'm in my 6th sitting. I'm almost done. It is awesome. I was telling Caelan
You told me yesterday, yeah. You were having a good time.
I was having a good time, although I didn't realize that it was a continuation of another movie. So I went into it in the middle like, oh, stuff's already happened. And it was a little confusing at first, but I've caught up. I figured it out. Gary, where can we go for you?
Make sure you're subscribed to Reasonable Doubt, and you can check out the Reasonable Doubt YouTube channel, youtube.com/Reasonable Doubt Podcast. That's where all the Beyond a Reasonable Doubt episode videos are. So go check that out.
I'm seeing a lot of good comments about Gary being on that show and how much they're really appreciating him, and he's doing a killer job. So
Gary Ghost.
Get
Well,
it,
thanks, dude.
Gary Ghost and Gary Ghost. Yes,
absolutely.
That's right.
Mark, I think Mark finds that humorous. He's laughed. He's liked a few tweets where people are pointing that out.
Better that than writing a cease and desist letter to you.
Everybody keep tweeting Mark that. Make a logo and send it to him, and let's make this thing legit, please.
I just want to get on the plane.
All right, Matt, where can we go for you?
You can follow me on Twitter at Matt Fondiler. You can listen to one of my most recent true crime stories on Sword and Scale, episode 183. And please sign up for our Patreon. Give us each $1. You give each of us $1 a month, and look at all this glorious content you get.
Or $4?
Yeah, or more. I'm just saying the minimum.
Undisclosed amount.
I'm just saying the minimum.
Undisclosed amount.
Do the right
there
thing.
you go.
Just do the right thing.
Do the right thing.
Patreon.com/Water.
That should be a question in the Facebook group. What is the right
Hey.
thing?
Yeah, a lot of content.
Well,
on
look,
the
he ain't the
Patreon.
only one barking in this room, so you can't really get mad at him.
Yeah,
No, not at all.
Doss, where can we go for you?
I got to throw some love to the Vagabonds. They sent me an advance copy of the new record, Sinners and Saints.
Killer.
Comes out soon, I think in May. But they released a new single called Juke and Jive, and I remember them playing this in my garage. I'm like, that's a cool song. And then they went in the fucking studio, and it leads off the new record. I listened to this record on Friday 7 times.
Yeah.
Played it really fucking loud on my home system, and then fucking worked out in the front yard. So all my neighbors heard it too, 7 times. And it's a goddamn good record.
Solid front to
Fucking
back.
well done. So check them out at the Vagabonds.
Yeah.
Vegabonds.
Half my neighbors think so too.
That's the band that I went on tour with a few years ago throughout Texas. They're killer.
It's like their
and
fucking 5th or 6th record.
Yeah,
They're just prolific.
I've listened to it a few times myself, and Dawson's totally correct. It is just a solid piece of work. So the Vagabonds. And then as for me, I'm playing a few live shows coming up. So Marina Wine in Long Beach, I'm there this weekend, Friday night, Saturday night, 7 to 10. If you want to come hang out, playing some acoustic jams. It's an outdoor patio. Drink some wine, have some beers, have a good old time. And then Tantalum in Long Beach, I have a couple dates in May. I know I'm playing Cinco de Mayo, May 5th. And I think I'm playing the last Wednesday of May there. And that's what the band Locks.
No, did you hear Cinco de Mayo is going to be on May 6th this year?
Ah, shoot.
Yeah.
Well, I'm playing the day before Cinco de Mayo on May 5th.
Okay.
And
Cinco de Cuatro.
yeah, at Tantalum and Long Beach. So got a couple of.
He's trying to sell tickets, guys.
Actually, it's all free. No tickets. It's all free. Just come
Even
on
better.
down. If I'm not there on May 4th or 6th, then
You'll be there June 9th.
But yeah, so just it's just cool to play music again. It's fun. So please come out if you're in the area or if you want something to do. Have a good time. All right, that'll do it for the water cooler. We will be back later this week for our Patreon episode. So make sure to tune in for that, and we'll see you there. Goodbye, and we love you.